Hello guys, how are you doing? So we're here back again on our YouTube channel, and it is just to give us a summary of the first trade that was shared here on YouTube, and that is gold. Or let me say the first analysis and outlook forecast kind of that was shared right here on YouTube, and that is based on gold. And you can actually see that it played out perfectly the way it was predicted, the way we expected and wanted it to be, right? And guys, what I was trading, this is a position trade, right? And I asked a question to ask some individuals a question and ask them, how do you feel when you execute just on a single asset, like take one position, or I don't know, depending on the lot size or how you take your risks. But imagine that you just take one trade, you get to the chart, execute one trade and leave it to run for the whole of the month, and you're done for that month, right? That is a very perfect trade execution to take, as it's also involved with you being disciplined and also managing proper risks. So giving a summary on what I shared in YouTube channel concerning gold on the 6th of January, that was the first thing I shared on the month of January, and this month is actually coming to an end, so that is why I'm giving this update, right? So this month was done perfectly, and you can possibly use this to pass a profit, right? So giving a summary right here currently. So on January 6th, where I shared this gold, I did a breakdown analysis from the higher time frame that we've been overall bullish on gold. If you're looking on at the monthly time frame, you can actually see how bullish we are. We also analyzed the price started buying from an area where we're having an inefficiency or a fair value gap right here, also in line with the weekly time frame. Now we also look at this external highs and low, as that is the daily range that we have to deal with, because we are inside that high and that low. So that is the daily range for us. Now if it were to go lower, we would have seen a sign that it wants to go lower. Now in this case, we see that we started ranging. This is an internal liquidity range, and we saw a confirmation that we have to go bullish on our daily time frame. Now running down to the daily time frame, I made mention of this range that happened right here, and we have a sweep on the sell side liquidity pool that we have right here. I also made mention that we have filled up an inefficiency from the sell side, right? And then we saw a structural shift. Now when we saw the structural shift, something gave me a strong confidence right here, based to the fact that we also have a sweep right here. And I made mention that understanding an order block is when you see it take liquidity, because understanding that the algorithm trades to an area where we have liquidity, buying area of sell stop, and also selling to an area of buy stops, right? So what do I mean? It means that when it comes to this area where we having buy and sell side liquidity pool, that means we having bunch of sellers resting on that low. So as someone who wants to purchase an asset, you would like to buy from someone who is selling. So the market trade lower at a discount price, buying gold from the sellers who have, which is the stop loss resting on this low, and after buying we have to wait for a confirmation to tell us, yeah, this has to continue going higher. And in this case, it did so by impulsively trading higher to the buy side, breaking the structure right after we fill up the sell side inefficiency. I also made mention of the liquidity pool resting right here, which is the buy side liquidity pool, and also refer to it as this high right here as a previous week high. That is what we have right here. BSL has the buy side liquidity in bracket resistance and previous week high. I also made mention that we have this inefficiency right here, and I'm seeing that fair value gap, something that is not going to be a valid one, to the fact that we have things that we have to consider. Number one, the structure, the overall trend, which is bullish. Also, this is a consolidating trend chart, right? Did not show a bearish structure, so we are not seeing this as a valid area. Though I made mention that we will have a little reaction from there in order for it to balance the inefficiency and then find its way up to continue going higher to be drawn to our external high, for the purpose and for the fact that we didn't see any signal or sign that it wants to be drawn to this area of sell side, which is the external low that we have right there. Now I also made mention that price is to trade into this order block on Monday or Tuesday and then go to our intended direction, but in this case it happens to trade into that order block during Monday. So in this case the market opened, right, and the first thing it has to do is to sell off to an area of discount in order to buy. So that is to say, if the market is anticipating to go bullish for that week, then Monday or Tuesday has to give us that low of the week, right? In this case, when the market opens, Monday trades lower, right, and then Tuesday opens. Tuesday has to do two things: either sweep Monday's low and then show a structural shift on our lower time frame that it wants to go higher, or it fails to take Monday's low, show a structural shift to go higher, and then we get in and we ride it for that week. Now all of this is based on what the market prints for you. Now in this case, Monday gave us that low, trading into the daily order block, which is a valid one to the fact that we have it take liquidity, impulsively trades higher and break a structure, giving us the low and high, which is the range, the swing points that we have in swing low and swing high, and we're expecting another swing low to be given to us, so that we know that we're having series of higher high and higher low. So it happened right there, and using the Fibonacci, that should be around 79% Fibonacci level. Alright, almost there. So we should kind of like say 78, right? But it tied into 61.8. Now I say that since we having the bullish swing point, then we are expected to be drawn to previous week high, which also has the buy side liquidity pool right here on this high where we have the resistance. So we can actually see that the price was delivered to the previous week high, right? Trading to the inefficiency that I talked about, reacted from there, but since it is not a valid one, after balancing the inefficiency, it has to find its way out, and I made mention of it going to previous month high, and bam, we smashed that previous month high. After the previous month high, we are not seeing it going for our external high, which I made mention that is our dealing range. Our dealing range for the point, for the purpose or for the fact that we have this swing high and this swing low, we are inside this high and this low. So that is what we are dealing with. All right, we have to know where the price wants to go to. Is it to the high where we have the key resistance, or to this low we have the key support? But in this case, it shifted and not showing a reason to go for that previous for the external low. Right now, that is why it is very, very important that all our analysis, our trade execution, all analysis should be done on a higher time frame, because it helps us tell us and show us what kind of trend is the market doing, right? And then the only time you can go to a lower time frame is when we are looking for trade execution. That is when we can be on the lower time frame and look for our execution. All right, which also we have to pay attention to the sessions, which is the Asian, London, and the New York session. All right, so lower time frame helps us is for execution in order to reduce risks, reduce stop loss, and have a proper risk management. But when it comes to your directional bias, it is very important that you're looking from a higher time frame, from the monthly time frame down to the daily time frame. Look just how you see me do it, right? And then wait for the time in which it gives you what you want it to show, right? So you patiently wait till the setup shows up and you're in. Just like we see, it shows that it wants to go bullish, and we just wait. It came down to the order block and execute that. Now the question is, how do you feel if you execute or take trades like this? Right, when you just go to the chart and you just see an opportunity and you focus on that particular asset, right, and then you just take one position depending on how you do your position everything, right? Depending on your lot size and everything, right? But what if you just take one trade for the month, like open a position for the month, because this is a position trade, right? You take this trade for the month, this could pass you your profit, just good, only good, you execute just that trade down here at that discount price, and boom, you just position your trades and hit your three targets, which is previous week high, previous month high, and that external high. Though we have not yet smacked that external high, but we know when the market opens you could possibly want to smack it, but you have already passed your profit with this, right? And you need to be very disciplined enough to be doing this kind of a thing, because I don't get to spend much of my time analyzing the chart or much trying to trade every day. When I know that I can do this, just look for an asset to analyze that makes sense, wait for it, execute, and then let it run for the month, right? You position your trade. Though I know that I'm not trying to convince you. Alright, this is my style. I know there are other people who have their style based on they are intraday traders, they are day traders, they are scalpers, and also we have the swing traders, right? In my own context, I prefer swing and position because I don't like in and out of a thing. I don't want to trade every day, right? Because of my mental stress. Alright, so what I want you to do is click on my description link. You get to see a link right here, or you get to have an access to my Telegram channel that offers educational content, right? And also I share stock analysis, stocks that I have eyes on, ETFs, and also offer mentorship on the Telegram channel, right? It's a lifetime access because I consistently drop updates on the Telegram channel. You can actually see it started since the year 2023, and we've been going on. And the best part is that what is being uploaded right here is video content, because it is more understandable when you're watching your videos, right? And you see how it is all done. All right, you get to see the analysis and everything, right? So that is the best thing about the channel, right? So having access into this, learn everything about financial trading, financial market, financial analysis, and be able to understand how the market operates, right? You need the knowledge, the understanding, but the thing there is not just the knowledge, you also need experience. Experience gives you a higher insight on what you see on the market, because I know everybody knows what market structure is, everybody knows what market trend is, everybody knows what candlestick is and everything, but do you actually have the experience? Because from what I've been doing throughout my years on YouTube channel, predicting too many assets and they're all playing out, only few failed, like AES I posted on YouTube, did not actually do well. But the other stocks have been posting back to back, Nasdaq, US 30, gold, all playing out perfectly. Where or how do you think that happened to be? It happens to be that way due to the fact that I have experience on the chart, because I spend more of my time analyzing the chart, right? Because from the way I analyze, you can tell, or you can actually see, or be curious of the reason why I said this is not a structural break. This is how it's going to print a something, to print something to deliver a price to this side, to deliver a price to that side. And when I see a fair value gap, I'll be like, nah, this is not a valid one, the price we react from. Or I'll look at the channel, say this is not trending, bullish or bearish, but it's sideways market, and be able to understand that whenever there's a range going on, there's a place where I can use the algorithm and a place when I cannot use the algorithm to predict where the market has to go to. All of this is just experience. All right, you can have the knowledge, but without the experience, you won't understand what you get to see on the chart and know that this is it, right? So click on the description link, and click on that link to have access to the Telegram channel. Take care and be safe.